Come, gather round, everyone. They're about to talk Disney. I am still so confused as to whether I'm going to eat at Connections or Creations. So the only way I can keep them straight is I have to think, okay, well, my mouth connects to my stomach, so I guess that's Connections.
So I call Catherine to see how dinner at the restaurant is going, and she says, I can't talk to you right now. I'm talking to Mickey. So I'm like, okay, here's the big cheese. I get it. And then she says, hold on, he wants to talk to you. So she FaceTimes me, and I'm FaceTiming with Mickey as I'm getting ready for the podcast.
I don't understand why people spend hard-earned money on a Mickey ice cream sandwich in the parks. I mean, we literally all have ice cream sandwiches in our freezers at home. We don't have Mickey bars. From the mind and creator of the Disney YouTube channel Living in Diz comes a whole new Disney podcast. Okay, can we talk some serious Disney here now? Nope. Get ready for all the Disney knowledge that you can handle. It's Corey. It's Lawrence. It's the DIZPod.
You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Yes, oh yes. Lawrence, what podcast is this? I have no idea. I'm done guessing.
You're done guessing. I think it might be 50.
Did we finally get to 50?
We got to 50.
We're at 50. We're at 50, y'all. 50. Wow. I mean, and this wasn't planned. Lawrence and I share a brain. His share is a little bigger than mine, but we share it. And we popped on just minutes ago, and we looked at each other, and we're both wearing the Walt Disney World 50th celebration.
That's right.
Button-down shirts. Yeah, I just laughed. I expected it, you know.
I had a choice to make. It was either this or a different shirt. I had actually thought about wearing the shirt that I wore the very first episode, but it wasn't a Disney shirt, so I had to decide to go with this one. So I'm glad I did.
After we showed on the live stream the other night the very large photo type button-down shirts, are you leaning more towards the Muppets one with a big Kermit and a big Rolf the dog and all that stuff? I mean, I looked at him a second time. I'm like, it's a little crazy, but I don't know. It's growing on me. I'd wear that before I wore like a Spirit jersey that had maybe a certain Mickey ice cream sandwich on it. That's green.
That's green. You know. Can't hurt. I would say probably not, knowing how Catherine feels about those those prints. That probably wouldn't work for me, but we'll see what happens.
Why? You dressing to impress her? Like, does it really matter what she thinks? Like, if you want that shirt? I know. It matters to me if Tammy's like, that's ugly. But you know what? She said that the Star Tours jacket is ugly, and I said, put my foot down, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to wear that thing. I didn't get my hands on it, but I'm still trying. Maybe they'll keep selling.
I'm going to say she has more fashion sense than I do, especially being the streamstress. So I'll go with her fashion sense over mine.
She's hurt that we're not wearing something she created. You know what I say to that? You should have made something with 50s on it.
I have a shirt for 50 episodes from now that I can wear that she made.
Okay, let's plan for that. We will wear your shirt if it has hundreds on it. How about that? 100s.
That is scheduled for June 4th, 2025, just so you know.
All right, I'll be there.
I
You gonna be there?
actually went and did the math yesterday to figure out
I
when
love that.
would be.
I love that. I love that. Mr. Carey Small is in the chat. Pleasure meeting you on Mondays on Main Street for sure. So glad to meet you and so good to see you here tonight. We do this live because we do it for you all, and you are in chat, and we're happy to see you all. Hit the like button on the way in. Leave a comment at the end of the show, and leave many comments in the chat as we go along. We do see them all as we're chatting, but a little bit different while we're on the pod as opposed to when I'm in the parks, where I try to read every single thing that I can. We don't quite do that here, but know that we see just about everything you all post. So there's that. It is the 50th. I'm going to be just as surprised as you all. Lawrence has some nice surprises planned for us here in the show. I can't believe it's 50. It's really cool that we've gotten here, and it'll be 100 before we know it. So I can't think of anyone else who I would like to have made it to 50 with than you, my friend.
I appreciate that. Let me say that, looking back on it, right, in preparation for tonight, I had to go back through every episode. I literally watched every episode last night, all 75 hours worth. No, I had to
Hearts in the chat for Lawrence for all that hard work, everybody.
I had to skip through a lot of the episodes for some of the stuff coming up tonight. And I look back and I really had my back camera's not working, but I wanted to do a before and after of the first setup that I had over here. It was a MacBook with a stand mic and I think one camera, and that was it. And now it's grown to two monitors, a rising desk, the Rodecaster, Stream Deck, you name it. So it's been really, really good to see it grow from where it started to where it is now has been a lot of fun, and to come up with the topics that we do and to see everybody in chat enjoying it, it just means the world to us. So I thank you.
Oh, I thank you too, my friend. Looking forward to 450 more of these things with you. And what people don't realize, how would they realize? But this is our hangout night. Like Lawrence and I start hanging out now, and then however long it goes after the pod, I FaceTime him and we chit chat with Tammy and Catherine if she comes along, and we just kind of hang out a little bit, discuss the show and what's to come and all that good stuff. So it's our hangout night.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it. This is going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, we've come a long way. I can't remember what my setup was on day one, but sound-wise, I'm a perfectionist. I wouldn't even want to go back. Like when you went back, right? And you listen to episodes 1 through 10 and so forth. Like you must have been like, ouch, with the sound. Like, I can't believe we put this product out.
Well, I could also see the evolution of like even the headphones or the mic. But I could certainly hear the difference. And I remember going through that and you doing tests with Neil. And Neil, if we had credits for the show, Neil would be our audio engineer.
He really would. He really would, everybody. All my settings are courtesy of Neil for sure, who's doing a sound check tonight.
Yeah.
Doing a rehearsal or whatever.
So, I was going back through the episodes and I was looking at that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, the stuff we went through, and it's just gotten a lot better. And now we've expanded. Before we were just on YouTube. Now we're on YouTube, on Facebook, on X. We are on, excuse me, on Instagram. And then tomorrow, this goes out to all the audio podcast platforms. So we are everywhere.
Yeah, Lawrence gets that credit for taking that over and sending us out to as many platforms as we can get onto, as well as what we're doing in the parks now. No one is doing this. No one will ever do this. I mean, to that point.
And it's I'm not going to say that it is easy. There's a lot that goes into that, but to see the return on investment And when I say that, I'm talking about the people that get to see Disney that wouldn't think to watch it because they normally watch only vertical. So to be able to play a little part in that is phenomenal for me.
Yeah, now live on Facebook when we're in the parks, Instagram, the vertical on YouTube. Am I missing anything right now? I know
No?
we had some good jokes in the park. You know, we're gonna go on AOL next week and
Yeah.
MySpace. Anybody that still has a MySpace
MySpace.
out there, you can look at it for us on MySpace.
Yeah. Vine. I'm going to do Vine.
Yes. We're gonna do 20-second videos, 20-second pods. I mean,
Oh,
that is a thing. That's how I started in podcasting. You know, I started doing the can't remember the app now. Did that
Swell.
short app. Yeah, Swell, the Swell casts. Y'all remember the Swell casts?
Mm-hmm.
And then I really did use that as a platform to decide. I'm like, okay, I want a podcast. I want to play with this. And I did a little bit, and I started to feel like, what was it? 3 minutes? I think they were 3 minutes long.
It's either
However
3 or
long.
5.
Yeah, however long they were, I started to feel like, okay, I have more to say. Like, I
Mhm.
want to say more now, and I think I'm ready. So that's when I started to branch out and do that. It's a DIZPod world takeover, says Sharon. What's up, 86?
Could you imagine doing this on Swell
Oh, gosh, we'd have to, yeah.
every 5
I
minutes?
mean, yeah. All right, check out the new one. Well, the cool thing about Swell was people could respond. They could
Yeah.
respond back.
Mhm.
So that was like a lifeline for us to reach out back and
Yeah.
forth and respond back and forth with some of the listeners. So that was cool. That was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, Steve.
So
update.
what's that?
Steve said he wants an update on the ratings. I haven't looked yet. So you guys talk and I'll look that up.
Okay. Shirley Renee says we're on Facebook. We have subtitles. Very nice.
Oh, okay.
Very, very nice. Yeah. So I am on day two. Must be day 2. I'm on day 2 of drinking my new mushroom coffee, which is very good. So many people talk about how this mushroom coffee is nasty in taste, and I like it. Now I haven't taken a sip straight up on its own, but I'm only adding like some cold foam on the top, and well, you know, it's enough to make it very tasty. So it helps you, and this is non-sponsored, everybody. They should sponsor, but it's not. I just always tell you all about things I love. And here's the latest thing that I love. It's good for gut health, inflammation if you're one to feel bloaty in your stomach, better for your skin, better sleep at night, and more awareness, more, what's the word? Clarity of thinking during the day.
Mhm.
So I think it's kicking in already because, man, I was so relaxed sleeping last night. I think it's working. So I'm happy for that. We'll continue with that. I had to text the travel agent today to see if it's okay to bring a bag of that on the boat because you never know. And she said it is fine, so I don't
Okay.
have to be without it. So enjoying that, and it is almost time for some new hokas for the park.
Yeah, I heard you say that the other day.
Yeah, you know, I wear them out, but I think this time they lasted a few months longer than they normally do. I mean, they're pricey. So I'll look around. I might try to see if I can find a sale online or something this weekend and maybe grab some soon. So, yeah, I wish they would have lasted a little bit longer. But Jacob Bonfiglio says mushroom coffee also has less caffeine than regular coffee. It does. It does. So there's no, like, crash in the middle of the day or whatever because of it. So, and it tastes like coffee. To me, you can fake yourself out. So always check with your physician before trying that stuff. Anything that I suggest.
What is it?
It's Rise. RIRYZE. Rise.
And is it made from mushrooms?
It is. It's really made from mushrooms. You know what? Hold on. I actually have the card right next to me.
Okay. I'd never heard of that.
Then I swear we'll talk Disney, everybody. It has, I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this one. See, when you start to lose your vision, your nearsightedness, your arms can only stretch out so long, and I have unusually short arms. So I had to go bifocal-wise sooner than the normal person with normal length arms. So this has lion's mane, which is for focus. It sounds like something that a Harry Potter wand is made of.
Uh-huh.
lion's mane. Then a quarter snip of reishi, which is stress relief, cordyceps, which is for stamina, shiitake mushrooms for immunity, turkey tail for digestion, and king trumpet, which is another mushroom. And turkey tail is also for inflammation. And you can put it in hot water, cold water. You can add some creamer or some honey, whatever, however you feel like you need to do it.
Wow.
So,
that's all brand
yeah.
new.
Yeah. I don't know how new it is, but it seems new to me. Their marketing is certainly hit social media lately. No turkey leg. If it had turkey leg, man, I wouldn't do it. I'm trying. Who's with me? I'm trying to lead the revolt of we're against turkey legs in the parks and we're against Mickey ice cream sandwiches. But I'm all for it if they come out with, mint chocolate chip.
That would be worth.
Although, that Mickey ice cream sandwich is a little bit different though because it has cookies and cream and not straight up vanilla like you get in the store with those brick-like ice cream sandwiches.
Right.
So who knows? Maybe I'll surprise people and I'll eat one someday.
You can find some of the brick ice cream sandwiches with cookies and cream.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark Percher says, congratulations on the 50th episode. This is well-deserved. And as always, your live streams via YouTube totally rock. Mark, I love that so much. Thank you so much for that reassurance. That really makes me feel good. It really validates the hard work that we all put in. So, thank you.
And people are chatting on Facebook. How about that?
Yeah, and they pop right in. I wish we could do that while we were streaming in the park.
I know.
That we could blend them all. But this is great.
Yeah.
All right. So what else is happening here? Let's switch gears and everything's good with you? Anything else non-Disney to bring up before we roll?
Nope. Car is finally going in the shop on Friday to get the repair done. So that's great.
Tammy's car is bubbling again.
Oh my goodness.
They have to file something for every individual area. And wouldn't it just make sense to just strip the whole car down once and just do it? I think they're just hoping, well, maybe some cars won't bubble up and we can miss a section. So she's like, well, if they want to keep paying for rental cars, Tammy had a white pickup truck last time. That's kind of funny.
Does she have to climb into it?
Yeah. All 5-1 of her.
Yeah, my car was had a warranty thing done, and when I told Corey this, but you guys don't know. So my car had a warranty repair done, and the tow truck that towed it to the mechanic messed up the bumper. So now they have to replace the bumper. So now I'm waiting for the insurance company to get that. So now I finally have it scheduled for Friday, and hopefully it won't take that long. Crazy. Mark says Fantasmic returns to Disneyland this Fridays. That is correct. That was one of the things that was on my list. I didn't pull a picture or anything of it, but that is one of the things we were going to talk about tonight. So they get their Fantasmic back. There's a new scene between Sorcerer Mickey and Maleficent. So I'm sure people will be showing that. So think about that now. You have Fantasmic in Disneyland coming back on Friday, and you have the drone show over here on Friday too. So nighttime spectaculars up the wazoo. Oh, you muted. Unless I just can't hear you.
Okay. Man, I'm just so happy that there's a nighttime spectacular finally in Disney Springs.
Yeah.
I never thought that would come to fruition, but it has, and this is cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that for sure. Corey, check your audio. I think you're feeding through, not through the mic.
I think I am.
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
You sure?
Positive.
I'm really close to the mic, and now I'm away from the mic.
No, it's feeding through, I guess, the PC. Alyssa Steinberg says, congratulations on 50. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I've talked about this before. You don't know how many um, episodes you're going to do. You think, how do we fill, an hour and a half every week? And we've done every week. Um, and on top of that, most podcasts only last about 20 episodes, and then the creators give up. So I'm certainly glad that we have stuck with it. The first version of the podcast that Corey did on audio platforms was 18 episodes. Um, and then he decided to move it over here, and it is really taken off. So much appreciated to Corey for asking me to be part of the show, because it's given me an outlet, a Disney outlet, if you will, right? I don't get to go to the parks as often as Corey or any of our friends that are down in Florida. So it's nice to have this outlet, and certainly gives me something to do during the week.
Yeah, for sure. And we get one extra chance to hang out with our friends. It's kind of like back in the day. I used to go live and we'd play games live, online. It was another chance to be with all of our LID family. But we're just doing it a different way now. This is
Right.
way better, in my opinion.
Right.
So, not the games weren't fun, but definitely. Perseverance, says Greg. So, good call on the microphone, too. I went back and fixed that.
Perfect. And then there was also, I didn't get to pull a video of this, but there was also the update. I don't know if you saw it, the Country Bear Jamboree.
I did, and I saw that some of the ladies are now going to be wearing pink. Are those the ladies that sing All the Guys That Get Me
Yeah.
Down? Was it Get Me Down? All the guys that get me...
All the guys that turn me on.
Turn me on, turn me down.
Yeah.
So instead of wearing light blue or baby blue, they're now in pink, right?
Yeah. I may try and pull that up while we're talking, but it's exciting, right? We've got Tiana opening
Yes.
pretty soon, right? A couple weeks. Um,
And then we'll have Country Bears.
4 weeks, and then we should have Country Bears pretty soon after that. Boy, that part of the park is going to be jumping.
Right? I mean, that's an area of the park that tends to be a little less crowded I would say on average throughout the day, and now it's going to have some weight to it.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll take a little bit away from some other areas.
Yeah. We will we'll see. I don't know. I bet what's going to happen is like right around the 3:00 time when you have the parade.
Festival of Fantasy?
Yeah. It's going to be like everybody's going right over there. They'll do the parade, go right to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, grab Country Bears. That whole section is going to be busy.
No, Pombay. Cast member previews did not begin yet. Cast member previews will not start till June 3rd.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think what you're seeing more of, Imagineers.
Yep.
And maybe their families riding that first, because they do go. We've watched them and we've shown them on the stream, and most of them I've noticed have name tags, the white oval name tags, so they are cast members of some type.
I would bet they are the Imagineers that have to go through and ride it. That was like I heard stories of like Guardians of the Galaxy when they were doing that. They had to continuously ride it to see how matched up, different songs, because they went through a ton of songs to end up with the 6 that we have. So they had to continuously write it.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say that in the extra work that we do, we did get an inquiry if we wanted to apply to be part of the Tiana maybe Q video or whatever they're doing, Tiana promotions. And in doing that, we would ride it multiple times. But I didn't apply for it because I think it would have been for today or tomorrow. So, because of work, I didn't I didn't go for that. But here are the Country Bears. If you're watching on video, they're painting They're painting their hats pink and their outfits.
Bubbles,
They
Bunny,
usually,
and Beulah.
yeah. Look at that. I mean, imagine this just takes me back to when the park was opening, and you could see the look at that. They're already on stage, and they're dressing them up. I didn't see it to this depth. Wow, sewing all the costumes. I mean, it just takes you back to the days of when they were opening up, right?
Yeah,
And they were putting up the first, animatronics in Small World and things like that. So cool to be part of that now.
yeah.
You are one of them. That's really cool.
And what's cool is these animatronics compared to the ones in Tiana's, right? They're very different, right? These are the old
Yes.
school animatronics that we know and love, but you're also going to have the ones at Tiana's, which are, I mean, just so elevated compared to what we had.
But didn't they say that the animatronics for Country Bears were going to be improved though?
I
I
would bet.
mean, I don't know if they can make improvements at the point at what they're at, but I thought I had heard in the beginning that there would be improvements of them.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
Yeah, I would bet they're gonna work on them. Lord, after the last night, Country Bears having to close it down early because they couldn't get them working. Um, that if they didn't think about working on them before that, that night probably said, yeah, it's time.
It's time.
So yeah, so we have Country Bears coming up, and then there was also another announcement. You wouldn't be able to do it in the park streaming, but let me show this here.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Wait, why are we whispering? Because we have such exciting news to share. But first things first. I'm Amy Poehler. I voice Joy in the upcoming Disney and Pixar film Inside Out 2.
And I'm Maya Hawke. I voice a new emotion named anxiety. Hello. She's pretty much like she sounds.
Coming soon to Walt Disney World Resort will be a super secret sneak peek of our new film. How exciting!
Well, not quite so secret now since we're telling you, but exciting, yes. I'm just a little anxious.
No, stop. There's no need to be. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts. Be sure to visit Walt Disney Presents Inside Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World Resort to catch an early look at the film, one that includes some new friends of ours.
And make sure you head to the theaters on June 14th to see Inside Out 2.
I'm really excited about this. I really do think I have such a passion for movies, as everybody knows. Jacob has such a passion for movies, and he and I like to get into discussions about movies, the movies we're heading into. What are your expectations, percentage-wise? We came up with our percentages. Our study for a year, seeing 40 movies. With Rotten Tomatoes, and what percentage by the fans is a valid one to trust a movie to go see, and like 62%, if it's showing 62% by the reviews of the viewers, not by the critics, it's probably safe to go see. And so I think that you want to know the expectation. We always go in with an expectation. Ready for this one? My expectation for this movie is 97%.
Woo!
I think this is going to be the biggest animated movie in years for Disney. I think they're going to hit this one. I'm really good at this. I'm 30, 40 years of this. Ask Tammy. I've never taken her to a bad movie. I just think it's going to be that good. What do you think?
I do agree. I think it's been highly anticipated. I think the writing on this is going to be what propels it. I think it's going to have a great story. I am looking forward to it, and we will definitely see it in the theaters for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll have to look at I have my whole plan for the entire year of what we're seeing when. That's how much I love movies, everybody. I literally have that plan. If you're like, what are you seeing, the third week of August, I can tell you. So I watched the trailer and I don't laugh out loud that much. I know I'm a happy person and we laugh together and all that. But when I watch something, I don't laugh out loud a lot. I could watch a movie with you. You couldn't hear a peep out of me. And I would be like, man, that was really funny.
Huh.
Laugh inside. I just do that. I do that sometimes. But I'm laughing out loud when I see this trailer. There's so many. The writing is great. From what I have seen, the writing is great. So, and USC Greg says, yep, I give it a 9 out of 10. He's agreeing. Oh, wait a minute. He saw the movie. He saw the movie.
Oh,
he got invited. He literally got invited to Pixar Studios and got to see it. So you think I'm spot on there, Greg? He said a 9 out of 10, so that's a 90 percentile at least. So that's awesome. See, he's like, they wanted you to cry this time, he says.
Yeah.
Now I saw an article about this movie where they said this could be the movie Disney's been looking for as their next Toy Story, like multiple movies, but we have seen Riley go from much younger to, so now we're into puberty and we've developed all of these new emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It's Disney. If somebody could pull it off, only Disney could. But can they take the next phase to adulthood and still have it be good for kids? They certainly wouldn't do it if they couldn't pull that off. So what are you going to do? Are you gonna go like in between adulthood? But that would be a good challenge for Disney. Can we still make this a kid movie? But now, no, you can't. You can't. I don't know. That's a challenge, right? So I just don't see how this movie, how you could do much more beyond this for age.
Greg, you saw it. Do you think there could be not? I don't want you to give away like if there's a cliffhanger or anything like that, but. Does it have the makings of a Toy Story? Could you see a part 3 or even a part 4? Because I think we need another franchise that can do that.
Yes, we do. I just don't know if that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Just for age, when you start aging out.
It's funny. Not that. Well, I guess it is Disney. King of the Hill. They're doing a reboot of King of the Hill.
Really?
Yeah. And the kid, whose name escapes me right now, is going to be 21. Bobby is going to be 21.
Wow.
So that'll be it.
Bobby. Hey there, Bobby. And the other guy.
USC
Reboot. I love that show. So I used to love all those adult cartoons, man, and it's crazy to see the Bob's Burgers and all that is now Disney property. Listen, I just had another idea. We throw these ideas around, right? Fifth Park. Do we go with some Fox characters? Can you have a meet and greet, with Bob and Linda and the whole Bob's Burgers family and. Do you finally put the Simpsons somewhere? I mean, imagine the land that Disney could do for Simpsons.
I said that when we were walking May 4th. We were back there near Launch Bay. We were trying to go to Launch Bay and it was closed. So we walked back and we saw the Bob's Burger banner. And I was like, maybe that's the fifth park. Could you do Fox properties in a park? Heck yeah, you could. Absolutely. Why not? Simpsons all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you think of, the best part about the Simpsons area. Okay. So over in Universal, there's some great points to the Simpsons land, but Disney could take that and really, really do it in a whole different way. How, I don't know, but it's cool to walk through in the beginning and you see some of the characters you know and love, and they have the Jebediah Springfield statue there, and a whole area where you can get Duff Beer merchandise and things like that. To see Krusty the Clown and the whole outside of the ride is great. The ride is fun, but if anybody's never been on the Simpsons ride, you know what it's exactly like, and I think about it every time. You know what I'm going to say, right? It's the one moment in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway when you go over the falls.
Yeah.
That is the Simpsons ride.
Yeah.
Granted, it moves more, and it will get you dizzy. It can get you very dizzy in that ride. So I can usually handle it. I might have to close my eyes once during that ride, but that's pretty much
But
it. I
but a lot of that park is that way. It's those simulators.
yeah.
And I could not see Disney doing that. Right? You look at the last rides that have opened up.
Yeah, they're
Remy,
not going to do that.
Rise, Mickey and Minnie's. You're going to get that type of immersion, and the difference is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, so a total revamp of the Simpsons land would be really cool. We just need Universal to release that back to, I say to us. They have to release that back to us. And then we'll be good to go. So,
All right, well,
yeah, the Garfield movie comes out. Mr. Fulton Moraz says, looking forward to seeing that for Chris Pratt, especially. So,
yeah.
we'll go see Garfield.
D23 is just a couple months away. If they announce a Fox park, you heard it here first.
That's right. Yes. What else we have going on?
So also, not on this side of the world, but there was a announcement of a new Peter Pan ride. So I wanted to show that and kind of get everybody's feeling about that. So let me pull that up for you.
Welcome to Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure. I'm Mark Shermer, Executive Creative Producer for Fantasy Springs. Inside, you get to see the playground that the Lost Kids have built for themselves. The clouds morph into some of the characters. Dancing along some of the leaves of the flowers in there is pixie dust from Tink. But to get us into the attraction, we go into the pre-show. We find out from Tinkerbell that Little John has been kidnapped by Captain Hook. We see Tinkerbell and Peter Pan call the Lost Kids as well as us to action to help find Little John before it's too late. Once the doors open, then off we go. We're going to actually take physical sets and blend them with the media sets to give you a sense of depth, of speed, and just lose yourself in the fantasy of being able to fly.
자, 만나요.
So in exactly what we were just talking about, you don't have a simulator. It feels like when he talks about merging physical sets with screens, that it's going to be kind of Mickey and Minnie's. So what are your thoughts about it?
So when I first started to look at it, I was like, okay, this is really cute. Like, I would love to have this here. And just like why I highlighted Greg's is it looks like there's a lot of screens there. It almost looks to me like the way they portray it here is it's not screens in the sense of like Remy's Ratatouille, where you're on the move. You're moving from one, then you may go through some hallways, you're turning, you're spinning, you're heading to the next area. I really like the way Remy's was done. It was it's immersive enough with transitioning from scene to scene and just the different things they do. There's fire overhead. You still get splashed by water from the mop. There's a lot of that. You go down the cheese grater. There's all of that. To me, it doesn't look like you've got that with this particular ride. I feel like it looks like a dark ride in the sense that you just kind of ride along and you stop at different screens. The other thing I saw about that was it reminded me of the Navi River Journey over at Animal Kingdom, because with that, you're going along the river and you look over to the sides and you've got this lush forestry, and there's holes in the areas where they have screens and you can see interaction there. So you're immersed within the scenery, and then they use the screens to really give you that depth over at Navi River Journey. This just looked like you kind of go along a track and you look left to right.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there's more to it than that. I think maybe they don't need to show you more, but maybe they should have showed you a little bit more.
Yeah. And I actually don't know how soon that's opening. So, maybe this is just a teaser rather than a trailer for the ride. But Well, I'd like to know in chat if we were to put if we were getting that ride here, would you be down for it to be a replacement of the current Peter Pan ride?
That's a great question. I would need to see more.
Mhm.
You know what? I hate tough questions, but they're good. What's going back and forth in my brain is like, okay, we're looking at classic animatronics. It's a classic ride. You are suspended in the air. So there's something to be said about that. You'd have to be giving up, being in your ship and flying in the air and seeing all these different scenes as opposed to maybe just being on flat ground and going by some screens.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. Get a new ride, new technology. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that, I think, but we got to make a decision. So I guess I'd go new over the classic. We've ridden, the classic a million times. So I'd probably lean 60-40, go new.
Could Magic Kingdom hold 2 Peter Pan rides?
Well, you'd have to think about placement, and then if I were to do that, I'd be looking to do what I think needs to go anyway, which is the whole Big Top Circus area needs to be cleared out, and we need new theming over there. So, I mean, that could continue with Fantasyland, I guess, right? So, yeah, it could hold a couple more rides over there.
All right. Somebody
But,
said, Steve Bullock said, put it in Hollywood Studios. That might work.
Oh, okay. I think Greg agrees with us. He says yes.
Yeah, so that was kind of what popped up in my news feed today. So I thought we would cover a little bit of that. But obviously the main portion of today is celebrating 50 episodes of the DIZPod. And I remember turning Corey down when he asked me to be on the podcast. So I'm like, I don't have enough to say. No, that's not going to work.
Do you remember what I asked you to do specifically with me?
Yes. And I still think that we may make that a segment at some point.
Okay.
Corey thought we could do the biz of Diz and talk more about like the financial and the business side of Disney as a segment on the audio podcast.
It wasn't even a segment. It was going to be its own podcast.
Its own podcast. There you go.
I was like, I get all these crazy ideas, and people close to me, everybody, there's a whole vault of ideas that never came up front, to light for all you to see. I've had so many different ideas, and then basically I feel like close friends, even Greg. I go to Greg for I go to all my people. I'll go to Neil. I'll go to you. I don't go to Neil much for that stuff, but I'll go to Lawrence. I've asked Greg a few things, and you all reel me in a lot of times too. Like, okay, you're already busy enough. Do you want to take that on? Then I go, oh gosh, yeah, I'm a little too busy. But yeah, when we first started the podcast, I started to have ideas like, let me do other podcasts off the main one. We can do Biz of Diz. Totally talk about the meetings and the the financial side of Disney. I did start another one. I don't even think you put those on, but probably wouldn't want to for copyright. But I started to do like for all of you that know, a Casey Kasem kind of countdown, but it wasn't a countdown podcast where we broke down the music. It'd be like, okay, today we're breaking down the music of Snow White.
Right.
And I'd give you some history of the Snow White tracks, play the track, and then go to the next one. I really wish that would have worked out, but we can't really do that with YouTube.
No,
because we get slapped with all those copyrights. But what a fun podcast that was when I did a few of them. I did Harmonious. I broke down Harmonious.
That's right. I remember that.
I think you all can go back and listen to that on Spotify.
Yep, they're still
if you
there.
want to hear those. I don't, and it had its own name too, and I don't even remember the name of it.
I don't either. I'll look
Yeah.
it up. But yeah, and you know what's funny? The episodes that we're putting on the audio platforms now are doing very well. So happy to see that. Now, of course, Spotify does also have video, so I'm putting out the video portion on Spotify. So people
Is
are
that new?
able to watch it. It's been out probably 8 months or so.
Okay, that's new to
Yeah.
me then, because I've been off that. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, so yeah, so it's been fun. So I thought we would take a very quick look back at the first words on the podcast.
Coming up on this week's DIZPod, we are halfway to Christmas. We've got some great news dropped today and how to beat the heat in Disney. All that and more coming up on the DIZPod. We've got from Silverson Studios, we have Lawrence Wilson. What's up,
Hello.
Lawrence?
So those were our first words. That was Corey's first words on the podcast and my first word on the podcast. It was, I remember that night or that day trying to get ready, went out, got my hair cut and made sure I had, actually, I'll give you a little, so right above where the Encanto picture is, I tried to put a shelf there to hold some of my knickknacks. And the shelf didn't hold, so there was a hole in the wall. So I had to patch that day and then paint it so that it wasn't seen. So I was doing all that the day.
Oh,
of the
wow.
podcast. Like this was like last minute type stuff. So, but it tried very well, and I was able to put up the pictures that I have now.
Nice.
So yeah, it was fun. What was your thought leading up to that? Now, for those of you that don't know, that episode was recorded, so we weren't live that night. We recorded it. I don't even remember what day. Maybe on a Thursday, and then played it on a Monday. I think. I know we played it on a Monday because
that sounds about right.
Yeah, I was flying back home when it aired. And so I bought the Wi-Fi so that I could chat with everybody in chat. So, yeah, Greg, there was like no equipment, like no headphones. I think I might have even been using the camera on my laptop, if I remember correctly. There were no lights.
Yeah, and we talked too. Like I don't think. I think once we went live, it might have been an episode or two before I hardwired the Wi-Fi as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as we went on week to week, month to month, we made quite a few changes.
Yeah. The Amazon drivers really loved Corey and I. We just kept adding and adding and adding. And then especially for me, because I kept trying to find an audio board. And so I would get one. It wouldn't work. I didn't like it. Send it back. Get one. Yeah. They loved me.
Yeah, the first audio board that I ended up getting, which we did not start out with at all, is in the closet now because I'm on my Focus right now. So, the microphone, I'm on my second microphone, and love the microphone. I think we'll stick with this for quite a while. So, double monitors, all that stuff.
Yeah, double monitors certainly helps. So over the first 50 episodes, what we've really come to a place where we kind of have an idea on how many guests we're going to have and when we're going to have them, and been very lucky to have some guests on. And I told Corey the other day, I find myself sliding into people's DMs now, being like, hey, we have a podcast. We'd love you to come on and tell your story. So we're trying to branch out and give you guys even more guests in the future. But I thought we would take a look back at some of the guests that we have had.
Wow. Wow. You don't realize it until you see it all together.
Yeah, quite a bit. And to go back and look at how many people we had on, and how we've been able to get authors and former cast members and actresses that want to come on the show. It's just been other podcast hosts have been on the show, Miles from Main Street. So it's been a fun first 50.
Sure has. And, I've come to realize it's really fun to have guests. It's really fun to interact and learn their story. And we've learned, at least I've learned, I think you have too, we talked about it, is we don't have to do much work. And that's not why I like them. But they've been, the guests we've had have been so great. They do their part and more. They just talk, and we just let them go, and then we feed off them and formulate questions off of that, which, makes for a great interaction and interview.
Yeah. And some of them are I mean, like Brooke was just so bubbly and so sharing of her story, and Elizabeth with NC Disneyana showing us all of her collection. And I'll be going out there in August, and we plan on live streaming that event to kind of bring you guys some more content. But there's just so many that have come through here, and as I showed, I wanted to give a special thanks to Aaron and Dana for doing the first 2 episodes with us, and certainly starting us off on the right foot.
Because they were supposed to be part of this thing all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
And, Dana just didn't feel like she could bring what she thought we wanted, but it was such the opposite.
Yeah.
You and I felt like she didn't have enough Disney knowledge, wasn't in the parks enough to hold her own weight, but we liked what she brought because she asked the questions that nobody thinks of.
Yes.
Which made the podcast better,
Yep.
But she just wanted to step aside because she still didn't feel like she could bring it, and Aaron's schedule didn't really allow him to be consistent, which is okay. So at that point I just told him, why don't you step away too, and Lawrence and I will see if we can handle this baby on our own. And then it just took off from there.
Yeah. And of course, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, everybody's asking Neil needs to come on next. He does. I don't know why Neil has not come on yet. I give him a hard time behind the scenes, and he just hasn't done it yet. But we will get Neil at some point. Neil is on one of the audio-only podcasts with me.
That's right.
He is on one of those. We did some talking. I don't even remember what we talked about.
So, of course, people have mentioned it today already about our shirts. And they talk about now, this is the second time that we've done it by accident, but I think we've had 3 times where we've done matching shirts, maybe 4. But I thought I would show a little bit of all of our shirts.
Yes.
That was
Aw, that's very nice.
that was every single shirt.
You know what that tells me? We need more shirts. I haven't had a Catherine seamstress shirt in a little bit, so it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. It's
I'm
coming.
expecting a little shipment there soon. Shipment handed to me.
Yeah.
Hand them to me.
Yeah.
That's coming.
So yeah, it's it has been a lot of fun. I get a lot of joy out of talking with all of you, out of talking with my friend there, Corey, and all of our guests and all of you in chat. So it's been quite a ride for the first 50 episodes. And some people may think, well, why do you celebrate 50 episodes? Well, like I said earlier, a lot of podcasts don't make it past 20. So to be at 50 and we have topics planned all the way through August right now. So we don't plan on going anywhere. Our contracts have us here for 500 episodes. So we have 450 more to go.
That's right. And Catherine is part of that contract. Can you imagine how many shirts after 10 years?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll start bringing them down, just having them in the back there. Just fill up that'll be the decor on the wall there, the shirts.
She said, I need a new machine. Mine can't keep up with the demand. Maybe you can find it. Maybe you can find an abandoned building or something. We can start mass producing these things.
I actually found a Mickey shirt at Walmart the other day.
Oh.
2 of them actually. Yeah. So I have 2 new ones.
I always get excited when you're not in Disney and you see a Disney button-down shirt that's half the price than you're used to. It's like, ooh.
Mm-hmm. I believe it was $17 if I remember correctly.
All right. So I might picking my brother up from the airport on the 5th of June. So since I'm down there, I might have to wander over to the character warehouse quickly.
Okay. And see what's over there.
Some button down. Yeah. If I see some button downs, I might have to grab a few.
All right.
And if I see your size, I might just grab them without asking.
Okay. All right.
Which I've done before.
Yes. Yeah. I like it. I appreciate it. But it's been fun. I will tell you, I was trying to think about did I have a favorite episode? No, you can't really do that because it's like asking if you had a favorite kid. But I don't know.
Oh, you don't have a favorite kid? You don't,
No, and they're actually both here. I don't know. Love Like Leave. We had a lot of fun with that one.
Yes.
But there were a few. A lot of the interviews were great. Like I mentioned, Brooke and Jason and Sharon and Ken Bruce. That was a fun, really, really fun episode. In fact, you talked about not having to do much work. You and I could have just left and just let Jason run the whole show.
Yeah, he that was a takeover if I've ever seen a takeover. And Cliff Licks really jumps out to me. Brooke was amazing. Yep. So probably the guest episodes were probably my favorites for them. Overall.
I still credit Cliff with my love of Luminous as quickly as it happened. I might have gotten it by this point, but we all saw Luminous together. Cliff saved our spot, and we were able to watch it together. And that next day, he was on the podcast with us and really, got to the core of what Luminous was. And had he not explained it that way, I don't think I would have gotten it as quickly as I did. And now every time I listen to Luminous, I hear all of the musical mentionings, all the words, all the lyrics that have to do with music. It's like, oh, I see it. That's why it's called the Symphony of Us. So having great people on that are smarter than we are definitely works.
You know, it's one of those things where I say, why should we put the work in about a particular subject when we can easily bring someone on that will know more than us? It's
Right.
not saying we don't want to put the work in, but put the work in and leave out some details and
Mhm.
less depth. If you happen to stumble across somebody that knows more about a subject, just bring them on. Let's interact with them. We'll share our knowledge with their knowledge, and then you get a near perfect episode. I
Right.
do have a favorite child of yours, and it's Nick. Love Nick. Sorry, Jay. Oh no, wait a minute. That's not your kid.
No.
I love Jay. I love Jay. I love Finley. And I just wanted to say, I don't know if I get to thank Jay for the latest Lego set, but I was very, very grateful of that on May the 4th. So Jay's my man. He's my man anyway, but love
Great.
Jay. Jay
Right.
is a model of what young men should be.
I will 100% agree with you there.
Yes.
So I hope you all
we got-
enjoyed the first 50. We got a lot more to come. And I've mentioned it before. Leave a comment after this show if you have topics that you want us to talk about. One
Definitely.
that I think about is, and I'm trying to find somebody who's more of a specialist than we are, but how to do the parks with toddlers and talking about rider swap and that type of thing. So we will definitely be looking for that. But if you have ideas, you have things you want us to discuss, leave them in the comments.
I'm looking at chat. Catherine is on her game tonight. Don't make me choose, Catherine. I'll tell you later. Purple Pleasure also did an amazed his job on her children as well. Blast the chat for Steve Bullock and Tony, who just dropped a LID gift, and that went to Alyssa Stenberg, and you are the latest LID club member. Congratulations. That gets your name highlighted in green. You get all the exclusive emojis to this channel, your name in the credits at the end of future live streams, and much, much more. So congratulations, and we hope you love it so much you'll continue on your own at the end of 30 days. Roderick Friedman says, I stopped calling him R. Roderick. I'm just like, Roderick. You're Roderick. Lawrence breaking down the Disney dining plan was one of the best so far. Ah, okay. Maybe that's something we need to revisit once a year or something. I don't know. Or we can just refer people to it. If it doesn't change, we can just refer people to it. Look at Pixie Dusted Mom. She does traveling with toddlers. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've already reached out to her.
Cool. So inside the parks, we got to do inside the parks. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, is it worth it? Now I'm thinking it is. Let's hit our sponsor quick, and we'll come back with Inside the Parks, everybody. This week in the parks. Looking for a home that offers the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard? Victor Naraki is a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC. He is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 13 years of experience in the vacation home market and a proven track record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? Visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with him today. Your dream home is just a click away. And to reiterate that too, I just haven't cut these new commercials, but it's celebratingflorida.com, and that is it. No more DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com. So go to celebratingflorida.com when you're ready to start looking for your home near Disney. Let's blast the chat one more time for Timothy Smith. That LID gift goes to Terry. Congratulations, Terry. You get all those wonderful perks as well. Welcome to the fam. And we have a great community who's so giving, and we're so appreciative of our family. I love taking all the parks each and every week. It really is like taking family with me in the palm of my hand, and so much fun. And I truly do not feel alone, during the week when I'm in the park and Neil is left and all that. I am truly with my family, and you guys are amazing. So let's go check out and see what happens. So we were in Epcot on Saturdays, and Neil approaches me a day or two before, and he's like, we gotta go see the Spinners. And I'm like, who are the Spinners? And he's like, come on, man, you don't know Rubber Man and all these other songs and Cupid. And I'm like, well, let me listen to them first. And Tammy, I'm like, oh, okay, I know that one. I know that one. I'm like, Neil, I don't know if our audience will enjoy it. He's like, come on, man, your audience is older than you think. He's like, you have a range, they'll stay. And I was like, okay, but if I see the numbers dropping off, we're out of here. But nope, we decided beforehand we were going to stay for the entire first show that we saw, which was technically the second show. And we all enjoyed it so much, way more than we expected. Even Jacob, your mom, asked in chat if Jacob was bored, and Jacob was anything but that. He was really enjoying it. He appreciates music of any kind as long as it's good. And it catches his ear. He loved the moves. For hours afterwards, he's like, but the moves, Dad. I'm like, I know. They still had the moves. A lot of fun. We would have seen the second show, but timing-wise, what happened either in front of the scenes or behind the scenes was just the timing, the planning. So when the first show was done, we were like, okay, let's go grab dinner. In our minds, we could grab dinner, finish dinner, see the second show or see the final show with Neil, and go to Ratatouille and see Luminous. But time was starting to run short. And so I'm texting Neil, and I was like, you know what? I think we just have to go. If we don't go do Remy, if we wait for him, we're not doing Remy. So he volunteered to just wait for us outside. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go do Remy. I know you're heading this way, but I'm doing Remy. And so they waited, and then we came out and we caught Luminous on the very corner, new location for us on the corner of the UK on the bridge, and it wasn't bad from there. It wasn't bad. I always seem to find a way to get a good view no matter where we are. Sometimes it means holding the gimbal up higher or this or that, but it worked. It really did work. So that was fine. Prior to that, though, Tammy and I finally did something that we always talked about and just forgot, which was we knew we were going to have fish and chips that night. And we know Jacob loves Regal Eagle. So Tammy brought we gave a class that was like pro tip 466. I know that's the number of Purple Pleasure before I even say it. So she brought her tinfoil. She brought her shopping bag. And we got the fish and chips. She covered them with foil, each individually, put them in her shopping bag. We got the condiments, and we were able to casually walk back to Regal Eagle, sit down, open it up, and eat with Jacob, and that was great. And, we came up with the name Diz Dash, and starting this fall, Tammy will be running. If anyone's in Epcot and you have that thing where there's a family that wants to eat one thing and one wants to eat something else, and it's a quick service, and you can eat it together, but you'd have to walk it there. You just call Diz Dash on the My Disney Experience app. You just pull it up, and Diz Dash will run that to you. And that can go right to the Magic Band as well. So it's good stuff. And if you believe that, OMG, oh, man, if you believe that. So, great show, fun day. We got quite a few rides done, I think. We didn't even hit a food booth. We really didn't eat. We met a wonderful, wonderful viewer. I think it was Jose. Forgive me if I don't remember. But from Mexico and Mexico City. And he gave us some wonderful tokens of Mexico
Oh,
for
yes.
each and every family member. He was so grateful, and I was so grateful back that he tracked us down, and he wanted to give us a piece of that in appreciation. And his
Yeah.
entire family watches back there. So if you're listening, hey everyone, we appreciate you. Anything else from Saturdays that I missed in chat or even with you? But those are the highlights. I feel like the spinners and Tammy doing Diz Dash, which was great.
Yeah, that was
So-
that was fun. I mean, the spinners and Neil said the second show was even better than the one that we saw, but there wasn't a bad song. Like they don't have any B sides; they're all A side hits.
Yeah.
So it was good. I was glad that we did see that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Greg said, "Nice, you packed yourself up to go." Yeah, we did. It was pretty cool. Or you packed up to go yourself. Yeah, it was cool. So as long as we remember, we'll do that every time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Monday, just a normal night at Magic, I think. Am I missing anything there? What did I try first now? Oh, just went back to the old faithful pineapple upside down coconut Dole Whip.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. So good. 5 out of 5 Mickeys. It's like you try other snacks around the park, and then when you go back to that, it just makes your eyes roll in the back of your head, and your taste buds do backflips on your tongue. It's so good. Highly recommend that. But if you don't like the coconut, then just go straight Dole Whip, and the thick pineapples that are stuck in that thing and all that are just so good. Oh, okay. I got it now. Hey, Hannah in chat. Here we go. Here's the final thing about oh, and I have a follow-up. You all don't know this part. So we had a great stream in terms of the techie stuff. Technical wise, right? Zero lag. I mean, I'm not talking like half a second here and there. Perfect. I was just enjoying the night. Did not have to mess with the phone. We were just doing our thing. Zero lag. And then Happily Ever After. Oh, wait a minute. Happily Ever After is going on, right? And I'm holding the gimbal up, and I'm showing everybody the fireworks in the back of the castle. And this girl comes in front of me, like in my personal space. And my eyes are up at the sky. And after a couple seconds, I just needed to see. I'm like, wait, who is this girl in my space? It was Cinderella. I was like, whoa, Cinderella. And she did it twice. She came by about 5 minutes later again and came right by me. And then the third time she came around, I turned around. And she walked up a little bit closer towards the back of the castle. And I just could foresee this amazing shot for then and for the future to use for the channel.
Yeah.
And you all saw it when you were watching. I ran up to her, weaved in and out of the crowd, and got down on my knees quick. And I had a shot of her looking up at the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And Tink was about to fly, and no Tink. No Tink. And I'm behind the camera looking at the trees and everything, looking for a breeze. I'm like, what just happened here?
Yeah.
The fly probability, I would have projected that probably at 99%. But there might have been some wind that was way up that I couldn't tell, because there was a little bit of a breeze I commented about when I was coming back from Dumbo.
Mm-hmm.
So that could have been the factor, but it didn't seem windy enough from where I was at. So real bummer that really trashed that scene. That would have been gold. So from there, I went to Haunted Mansion. I'm like, all right, we'll do. I was thinking 2 rides, a little Diz Dash in another way, the ride dash. So I was thinking, okay, we probably would have done Haunted and Big Thunder. So I get on Haunted, and boom, we lagged. And we lagged hard. So hard I had to start another stream. And so I'm like, you know what? We're doing this again. Because Haunted's Haunted. And you all didn't see it. And I hardly saw it, too, because I was messing with equipment. And it stinks to go through a ride, period, but a ride that you love so much, and you're not enjoying it because you're messing with and that's something y'all should know. Even if there's intermittent lag, so a normal ride on Haunted is a little bit of lag, like on the best day, like maybe tiny lag with the stretching room. Then you always get a little lag around Hatbox Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Then a lot of times once you pass the casket, you're usually good to go. So even that, I'm messing with that a little bit. So I never get to see the full ride through my own eyes. So anyway, so we go again, and we're in the stretching room, and everybody screams in the stretching room, right?
Right.
Fine. Well, there was a group of boys, probably 14, 15 maybe, and one of them just lets out this crazy loud scream. And I was like, wow, okay. So then we board our doom buggies, and he screams again. I was like, okay. And he screamed loud enough that the cast member, just before he went totally inside the ride, she went over to him and had a word with him.
Wow.
So she probably said, hey, no more of that, please. So we're near the Hatbox Ghost, and he does it again. Now he's like scared me. And I'm like, what is up with this dude? So then we get around Madame Leota, and he does it again. And that was it. I looked at him, and I said, I'm going to paraphrase, but I'm like, hey, man. I'm like, what I said, can you keep the noise down? Stop yelling. I'm like, the cast member spoke to you. So, you just don't know if, people are riding it for the first time or if they're scaring other children. Obviously, Disney didn't want that to happen, so I just kind of had a quick word with him for sure. It was a stressful moment. So, anyway, here's the end piece to the whole inside the parks this week. So I end the stream, and there's times where I'll either go to the restroom at the Ticket and Transportation Center, or I'll do it just before I exit the park after the Emporium to the right side, right near guest services. I decided to go to guest services this time. As I'm walking up on the ramp towards it, those boys, I hear, rah, like screaming again. As they exit the men's room, I said, man, you boys love to scream, huh? And they're like, yup. I was like, wow. So that was Inside the Parks this week. And wonderful job, Lawrence, putting together the 50th podcast. I knew it would be great. It was exciting to look back and see some of those cool things, and excited to see we can only get better from here.
That's right. That's right.
Let's see what the next 50 unfold. And did you see where we're ranking this week?
We are still number 9.
Okay.
9. I'll take it.
I'll take it. I would take 20. I'd take 50.
Exactly. I mean, the ones that are above us, you're talking about, they've been around for a long time. They've got 200, 300 episodes. So yeah, I'm good with ranking up there with folks like that for sure.
Holding strong.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Top 10. All right. Have we said it all, done it all?
Yes. Let me just drop one thing in here. I want to give a preview of next week, because we don't normally do that. But we've got another good episode for next week. So in chat we like to put polls in while Corey's live, or even while the DIZPod is going on, and even on the community page we've put in polls, and there was a method to that madness on why we were doing that, and it is for next week's episode. The 2024 Dizzy Awards. Woohoo! By the Park Bros. We even have a statue.
Look at that.
Well, on screen we have a statue. That'd be nice if we had one to actually give out.
Right.
So that is what we're working on for next week's episode. So we are excited for that. I think I'm about 80% of the way done. So be ready. Be ready. That should be fun. See all of your answers and think about what did I answer for that? So um,
Yeah,
it was all of your voting that put that award show together. So that should be fun.
that's different. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Two very different episodes back to back, and so they just get better and better. Tuxedos next week, says Dole Whip Dave. Maybe we can go on Amazon and order some t-shirt tuxedos.
A blue leisure suit.
Yes, that might be something. T-shirt tuxedos.
Might be something. Might be
Can
something.
Catherine quickly make us a button-down tuxedo shirt? That would be great. Is there a red carpet? Well, hey, we might have to practice our speech for winning the Orlando Film Festival this summer. Maybe.
Yeah.
If we can maybe get into the Orlando Film Festival, maybe. People tend to forget there's a movie coming out.
Yeah,
I forgot. I forgot a little bit. It's not in my hands. It hasn't been in my hands for a while. But it is coming back into our hands in a few short weeks, where we're going to actually get to view the first edit of this baby and take notes. And there are certain people, if there's a way for me to get it, I want to make sure that people close to me get to see it as well, which would include you and Neil. I think that's two really great perspectives to see this film with us. We can't keep Catherine out of the room, so we'll just let Catherine watch too. And Purple Pleasure, maybe, if she comes over for a viewing night. But
we'll go to the theater and watch it there.
It would almost be great if we could plan like simultaneously watching it. This is something formulating. Maybe we will all watch it on a Friday night, and when it's done, we jump on a Zoom call with just us in it, and y'all can take notes, and we can kind of say what we liked, what we didn't like, or maybe we like the whole thing, and we're like, you know what, I'd put my stamp on this, kind of thing, or maybe a new idea as you're seeing it roll. I could see this reminding me of a whole other thing, like, yo, you know what, maybe we should do this. This gave me this idea, so we could do that too. Crew says, I guess I'll watch it then. Yeah, we'll figure out if we can have a little tiny private watch party for that. And then I would really like to do something in a way that we could maybe, I don't know if it's possible, because you want to keep, minimalize on it before it actually comes out to the streaming platforms, but maybe do a contest or something to get a few of our LID family to be able to sneak preview it. So I'll have to run that by them and see. But keep checking in on imdb.com. We're right there. Just check out Living in Diz, and you can see the credits there, and you can keep up to date. Maybe you'll find out before me what the release date is, because there isn't one yet that I know of.
It's getting close, though.
Sharon was like, I guess there's no Zoom call for next week. Yeah, this month. Let's see. Well, we're still in May, right? No, so we're talking June. The next Zoom call is for June, right? So I have to look at that. I switched something. So yeah. It's not next week, right? Wait, what's the date?
I thought we had one in May.
Yeah. So we had one in May. We wouldn't do the 6th. We wouldn't do the 13th because not only am I live, but we're live doing Tiana that day. It's the first. You know what? You want to know something? We just might end up being the first channel to live stream Tiana. I thought about that. It depends on when our call time is. If it's early in the morning, we may be the first, because I did get invited for cast member previews to do this. And that's why I know June 3rd is the first day for cast member previews. But then it was found out that there's no live streaming or video for cast members.
For cast member.
There used to be for past rides, yes. But they're keeping the kibosh on this one. Okay. So I said, okay, forget it. I won't ride it. I'll wait with the family. So we'll have to figure that out. Probably, I'm looking at possibly. Oh, I can't even do it the next week either, because
Nope.
it's another vacation week. And then, geez, when you go to the 25th of June, well, maybe we'll do it on a Friday.
All
Maybe
right.
we'll put it out there for the 28th. Maybe that'll be the working day. Or we can skip June if we had to, she says. I mean, let me see. Well, if we do, then July 4th is a Thursday, and that is Independence Day. It's crazy. Then we're live the 11th. It would have to be July 18th. We could do that.
That's another week that we won't have a podcast. That's the other thing. We have done a podcast every week since June 19th. Every week.
Wow.
We have not missed one. We have not missed a week.
That's through your perseverance, too, because there's been an occasion or two where I'm like, well, I guess we just won't have one. And you're like, well, let's record it.
Yeah.
And we've done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
June 18th might work for the Zoom call, says Krubaka. So, is he looking at my calendar? Is he looking at my group? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just take June off, and then we won't miss another one for the entire year. Sounds good to me. Let's do that rather than pack my schedule more than it is packed.
All right.
Y'all want to see these colors? You can't really look at these colors. Look at that Google Calendar. There's a lot of colors in there. They all represent something else.
Mm-hmm.
So, see all that stuff that's filled? It's almost every day. So, yes. Yeah. So, if we've said it all and done it all, I guess we're done till next week. Great show, my friend.
Same here. My quote for tonight is from one of our rides, and it expresses how I feel about working with Corey and the work that he puts into the channel and live streaming and the podcast for sure. And it's very simply, nice work, pal.
Same here. Thank you, my friend. Nice work, pal. That would have been good. I should have come up with one too. But that's great. Right back at you, my friend. All right, everyone. We'll be live again. DIZPod, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I know I started to talk about members-only podcasts happening once a month. So we'll have to announce that when we feel like we can get one of those done. I would just say check notifications. It could happen, that day where I feel like I'll get home early enough and Lawrence and I can put one up. So just check notifications on a weekly basis on Wednesday to see if the members-only podcast pops up. And next live stream from the parks, we're live at Animal Kingdom. It's going to be a lot of fun, everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to start early at Animal Kingdom. We'll do as many rides as we can. We will do Gorilla Falls if we can, and much, much more. And we're going to leave, I'm thinking between 5:30 and 6, I think is a good time to leave and get over to Disney Springs, because I don't want to be in danger of not getting a place to park, because you just have to anticipate when Disney has something new that it's going to be total chaos with crowds. So I don't want to be shut out of Disney Springs. So we'll go over there early. We'll do some shopping early, and we'll eat, and we'll anticipate a spot for, I can imagine that you don't have to even show up early. This thing is totally in the sky. So as long as you're in the waterway area, you should be good to go. So we'll watch both shows, 9 o'clock and 10:45 maybe.
That sounds right.
And we'll just have fun, laugh, have a great time. That's going to be a fun Saturday, everyone. So make sure you join us then. So for my man across from the screen, on the right side, like he's supposed to be, know your place.
Or if you're watching the vertical, I'm on the bottom and Corey's on the top.
There you go. I didn't like the top for bunk beds. I always like the bottom. I don't know why.
I don't know. I didn't have bunk beds. I had a loft. So I was on the top and my dresser and desk were underneath.
There you go. We love you all. And for the DIZPod, we're just a couple of bros talking about the parks. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
People living of any